It's been a full 2 weeks, but we're back out here on Silver Ridge Peaks for the black bear grind, and while the goal is always to end up getting a great one, a kind of secondary goal for this hunt is to pay attention to how many bears we end up encountering. One thing that was supposed to come with the Hunter Power Pack update was that animals should get to their zones sooner, and the jury is kind of still out on whether or not that's actually the case, but I want to see if that maybe makes the black bear grind a little bit more tolerable, because as of late, it's been tough just to find bears. And actually that is pretty promising. Now, we did start this hunt at 2100, and the bear's not in his zone, but it's good that he's actually even out here invisible right now. What we'll probably do is just fire a shot with a 22 to get him to go alert. Just a level 4 male, but good to see a male at all. That'll take him down with the 338. That is going to be our black bear grind gun of choice. And not bad. Got one down 2 minutes in. Hopefully that will continue, but hard shot him at 148 meters with the 338. That is potentially encouraging. We have had a couple of female bears here for a while, so not surprising to see that, but again, just good it's there early on. You know, early on here, it actually does seem like it's significantly better. Now, for whatever reason, we've not been very lucky with where the bears are standing, what direction they're facing. We'll have to alert that one too, but I think he should pop up where we can see there. That's him. Hopefully we got him, but it does actually seem like there's been a significant change. Now, I don't want to jump the gun on that because sometimes you'll just get really good runs, but for instance, with the, as we have another one coming up here, with the moose grind, I still feel like very often we're not seeing the bulls arrive at their zones till 1500, which is pretty late, but we're reasonably early on in the Blackbeard time here, and they all seem to be where we'd expect them. But 2 more down, including a potential gold, another level 4 for that guy, and then I don't know how quickly this one went down, but I would guess, actually considering the blood, he ain't gonna be far. In fact, he's laying right there, so not a bad deal. It just, so far, it does feel a little more doable, but ended up with a silver on that guy, right lung shot at 210 meters. This will be interesting. We may have to start checking spots that we've kind of written off as areas where bears aren't at, because maybe they just weren't in their zones yet, but it's going to kind of open up the map, I think. Well, some good news, some bad news. In the areas where we expect to find bears, they're here, but the problem is, I'm not really seeing bears in new places, so I don't know just how much this actually speeds up the grind. My hope was that, because we were seeing them and finding them so easily, that's another one, that maybe we'd be able to get some spots where there weren't bears before, and start to kind of add to our totals. Now, typically, we were getting in the area of like 10 to 14 males per run. I think this is now number 5 between these two, at least we got a gold there. So, we shall see if we surpass that or not, but it seems like it may end up kind of the same. There are a lot of bears in here, though. Don't know if that's going to end up being a vital hit, but that was a 3rd male from here. That's not something we've had in a very long time, and I don't know where he would have been. It's quite possible that he spooked when we were shooting the other ones and was coming back, but the level 4 we hit in the vertebrae and the back leg, this one I'm guessing was just intestines. Regardless though, 2 shots got him down quickly. He would have been a gold, but none of those shots quite got to the liver. Even still, that certainly helps. This was exactly how we got our diamond last time. There's one running from over there, although did he go back up the hill maybe? Sounds like he's still sort of going this way, but one thing we kind of messed up was at the last spot, we did end up deleting that zone, so that may not be the best, but I think it's probably going to even out. I don't know that they'd be able to go anywhere other than the lakes here. There's a ton here. I don't know if that's going to be another male. It sounds like maybe he did the same exact thing. What's odd is I don't see the tracks, but like it wasn't this one. There was another one 100% that ran up through here, so maybe we can locate him, maybe not. I would just have to guess that they'd be going the same way, so another would have been still over there. And maybe that's what we're after right there. There is normally 1 female bear here, which it could be that, and actually that's all good then. We can just continue on our way. I mean, there are certainly some changes because we're running into more than we ever would have before. This will be interesting. Rarely do we ever get the chance to kill two that are actually standing still, and it's just getting them spotted, but there's so much time. With the 338, and just because the bears typically stand up before fleeing, we can get the round chambered, find them, and make the shot. That's, I think, almost 10 now. Those were indeed numbers 9 and 10 for this run. Now, usually when there's like a solo level 4 or 5, I'll shoot it, claim it, and cut that from the video to keep things moving, so I think there's been 9 in the video, but even still, maybe it is just a little bit better. We still have right about 10-ish real minutes. Got some spots we can check and maybe kind of increase our numbers. This is still a good spot we've not been to. Now that's just something that I haven't seen. Like, I have not encountered a bear drinking over there probably since they moved it to the nighttime drink zones. Now, hitting it and not shooting in the head is going to be another thing. It kind of turned there, and we did manage to get the lungs, but typically what happens at this lake is we run down here, and there usually are a couple of bears over on this side, and they always flee this way and end up giving us a close-range running shot. None of that today, but finding one in his drink zone is probably better. Not too bad though, so we're now at 11, another gold there. Still have not seen any above level 7, but just the numbers thus far have been good. All just level 6s today for whatever reason, but still good to see the amount that we've had. So that's 12 now. There may be more in here too, but it's kind of like at this foggy stage here, almost at midnight, where it's tough to really spot anything. So when he was in the open and standing broadside, figured we should go for that. I did think though that I saw like a weird kind of texture thing. That would have been that guy running through the reeds. So 13 now. Not too bad. That may be our last one. We'll see if we can manage to nab one more before we hit midnight. But I think to kind of answer the question, is it better than it was prior to this update? At least a little bit, yeah, I think it is. But another chance at a gold here, and another one that makes it. 19.35 double lunged him. And then the other one I think may have gotten a little bit further. And it is almost midnight, but there are zones that run till like 12:30 a.m. So we can maybe jump around a little bit, even if we're maybe not going to have like the ideal setup. And actually he did not go that far. I mean, the water's right there. That's definitely the advantage of trying to get that second shot off. Now I think the second shot was better, so that would have contributed as well, but 13 bears now. Actually both were intestines, so just kind of helped to speed it up. And we'll just jump to another lake. So this is not a black bear, but it is a potential for our first diamond with the 338 bolt action. And what had happened was, I decided to just kind of push on, keep hunting for black bear, and I spooked this guy at night, and he just wasn't leaving tracks. So, best I could figure, we had to rest to elk drink time and find him, and we finally located him pretty far from where we actually initially spotted him, but we need to alert him to get a broadside shot. Once we can accomplish that, we shall see, but to me that looks like maybe the 490-ish rack? Let's see. Can we get a drop shot? He's just kind of taking his time. That's the light gray fur as well, which is my absolute favorite. That's going to drop him right there. He's a wonky one. Not bad from the 338, but the question is that going to be big enough? There is like a troll rack for Rocky Mountain elk, and I don't think he has it, but that extreme unevenness kind of worries me. I mean, fingers crossed he still has like a good overall spread, though I don't think the spread contributes to elk true rack score, so let's take a look. He is a diamond, 505. So do the wonkiness make him score higher? Because I don't think this is the typical 500 rack, but a light gray, definitely our PB light gray, almost max weight too, smoked him right in the heart. That is pretty cool. We'll have to go to the inspect screen, because the harvest screen now doesn't show elk up close to get the entire rack in there. He is quite large, but I do believe that's kind of more like the mid 480s to 490 rack, just kind of scoring a bit higher. That is really, really nice. I want to screenshot this too, just to know it's all length of tines, really. And main beam length? That's cool, so not exactly the Great One Black Bear we were after, but an opportunity to take our first diamond with the 338 bolt action ends up being a huge one. This is kind of the frame that I was thinking he may have had, but it would make sense that if it was just a little bit better. It's not crazy to go to 505 from 488, especially considering just how big the tines are. It would only take a little increase with each to get to that mark, but that ended up being way better than I thought, so let's find a spot for him, because that is certainly going to be a main lodge edition. But like, this really shows it. He is incredibly uneven, but kind of cool. I like it. We'll probably do something like that, because I think that kind of shows the difference in the antlers as well. And by the way, just through here was our previous PB, and actually only light gray diamond from the past, a 487. So really nice to get one that eclipses 500, and I mean, it's gonna end up being one of our maybe top 3 or 4 Rocky Mountain elk ever. So pretty cool. Got a diamond with the 338. Not exactly the goal here, but quite possibly a better outcome than we could have even expected on Silver Ridge Peaks. And as for the whole black bear side of things, is it better now than it used to be? I think it is. So we'll try to stay consistent with that, keep on heading out, and grinding for them as well. And we'll see if we can end up with anything else cool, or maybe getting the Great One Black Bear in the end. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.